In the last class, we have seen difference between analog signal and the digital signal. So analog signal and the digital signal. Analog signal, as you know, analog signal is a continuous signal. So it will have infinite number of values in the given time period. And whereas discrete signal, it will be discontinuous, or like it will have only some specified values, either 0, 1, like that. Binary, if we are just representing with binary data, you'll have zeros and ones in this. Okay, so this is analog is continuous, digital is discrete. Continuous. You can see one more thing I forgot to tell you, people. All of you please maintain separate notes for basic electronics and make sure that you write the running notes. Okay, so please write the running notes. Anyway, I'll be sharing you the notes, but even though I'm sharing the notes, you people have to be ready with your own notes, because it will really help you, because somebody is writing, if we are studying that, it will not stay in our mind, but whatever we write, it will definitely stay in your in our mind, because 1,000 times you read, it will not go to your head, but one time you write, it will definitely go to your head. Okay, so that is the main reason of giving assignments also, but the meaning of assignments has been completely changed. Okay, now people are just writing for the sake of marks. Okay, don't do that. Start, see, whenever I'll give you the assignment questions also now itself, like now itself, in the sense I'll share you the assignment questions also. So whatever questions are there related to that assignment, you can finish it on the same day also. Okay, so anyway, now it is not that you'll get the yellow books and you have to write in that. It's not like that. You can just start in your A4 size sheets. Okay, so I'll upload the assignment today only in the Teams. Okay, so in the Teams I'll upload the assignment so that it will come as a notification to you. Signals, analog signals are continuous. Once again, I'm not able to write it. Okay, wait, let me open this again. Open this again. Okay, so analog signals are continuous signals. Analog signals are continuous signals, whereas digital signals are discrete or discontinuous. Discrete or digital. Analog signals. Next one is digital signals. Analog signals are continuous, whereas digital signals are discrete in nature. Okay, and generally the continuous signals will be representing in the form of sine waves. Somebody told me yesterday. Okay, and digital signals in the form of square waves. Okay, then it will have continuous. Since it is continuous, it will have so many values, infinite number of values. So continuous range of values. Continuous range of values. And digital signals will have discontinuous values or discrete range of values. Since it is having a continuous range, it requires more memory. This requires less memory. And when it comes to the analog signals, it is more accurate. Whereas digital signals are less accurate. The reason behind that is less accurate. The reason behind that is because when you're converting from analog signal to the digital signal, if this is analog signal, if I'm converting it to the digital signal, so I'll not be taking each and every point of analog data. Okay, only some particular points will be taken and it will be converted to digital form. That is the reason analog signals are more accurate, because it will have all the values, whereas digital signals will not contain all the values, so it is less accurate. But coming to the security, these are less secure. Okay, you cannot provide security to the analog signals, but digital signals are more secure. And to communicate analog signals, I need analog circuits. And to communicate the digital signals, I need digital circuits. Digital circuits means which will allow ones and zeros. Okay. Then this is one more advantage of this is it requires less bandwidth. This is advantage of analog signal. It requires less bandwidth, whereas this requires more bandwidth. And then coming to the noise, this is more immune to noise. This is less immune to noise. Okay, so these are some of the differences that you can list out. Okay, in the exam, if they ask you to give the differences between analog signal and the digital signal, first start with the representation. This is a time domain. This is your x of t signal. So it is a continuous signal, whereas again this is t. This is x of n. We can write it as once we can represent in the form of square wave. Okay, so you can list out all these advantages and disadvantages. So this I've already explained you yesterday. Then after this I've started the number system. Okay, so as you all know, number system is very useful to determine the quantitative terms. If you want to speak in terms of the quantitative terms, you need to have the number system. So the number system which we use in our day-to-day life is decimal number system. So deci means 10, so it will use 0 to 9 digits. Okay, so decimal numbers will be found by using 0 to 9. So the total number of values are 10. Okay, so this is a number system which we talk daily. Okay, which we use in our day-to-day life. Okay, coming to the next number system, I've already listed all this already. So binary numbers, which will by indicates 2, so it will take 0 and 1. So since it is decimal number system, the base of the number. So if I say what is the character strength of your class, I can tell it is 61. So 61, since I want to represent, I want to say that it is a decimal number system, I'll write as base 10. This is said to be the base 10. 61 base 10. Okay, so this indicates that it is a decimal number. Okay, so decimal number system is base 10 number system. When it comes to the binary numbers, you'll have two numbers only, 0 and 1. Okay, so this is the digital data or the binary data. So this ones and zeros, only zeros and 0 and 1 will be present in the in this particular number system. Since it is by, it is base 2 system. By in the sense 2, so base 2 system. Coming to the third one, octal number system.
0 to 7.
Yeah, 0 to 7. So it is said to be base 8 system. So as I've already mentioned, if I want to represent higher order numbers like 8, 9, 10, all this, I have to use only from 0 to 7 and represent these higher order numbers. Okay. Higher order numbers can be represented by using this base numbers. Okay, next the last one is hexadecimal number system. Hexadecimal number system. So hexadecimal. So hexa means 6, deci means 10. So the total number of digits that we use here is 16. So it is base 16 system. So and then this system contains all the values from 0 to 9. Additionally, the 10 will be represented with A, 11 will be represented with B, 10 decimal 10 will be represented with A, decimal 11 will be represented with B, decimal 12 will be represented with C, decimal 13 will be represented with D, decimal 14 will be represented with E, decimal 15 will be represented with F. Okay, so 0 to 9, A to F. 0 to 9, it is total number of digits will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So base 16 system. Okay, so this is your base 16 system. Okay, so here as we talk generally by using the decimal number system, I want to convert it to other number systems. In the sense, I need to know what will be the decimal value of that particular number in the binary or in the octal or in the hexadecimal. So for that you have conversions. Okay, so this is what the notes which I have. I'll be sharing this notes along with you. This table, to this table, I'll come to this table later. Okay, so first let us go with the conversions. Okay, so conversions is the first topic, second topic of your syllabus. So here we'll just see the conversions. Conversion. So the conversions can be from decimal to binary, or decimal to octal, or decimal to hexadecimal. In the same way, if I have a binary number, I will be able to convert it to decimal number or octal number or hexadecimal number. This is the way I can convert from one number system to the other number system. Again, if I have octal number, I will be able to convert it to the decimal number or binary number or hexadecimal. In the same way, if I have hexadecimal number, I'll be able to convert to decimal number, binary number or octal number. How to convert that we'll see now. Okay, so first let us see from decimal number system to binary number system. NS indicates number system. Okay, so I'll have the decimal number. Let me take the example. I need to convert decimal number system to binary number system. Okay, so what I'll do, I will separate the integer part and the fractional part separately. So first let me take the integer part. Okay, if they don't give integer part, okay, you can just take the, if they're not giving the fractional part, you can just take the integer part and you can do it. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to convert the given decimal number to binary number. Binary number in the sense base 2. Okay, so what I need to do, separate the integer part and the fractional part separately. So first let us take the integer part. Okay, integer part is 92. So what you need to do in order to convert the decimal number to the higher to the other number system, what you need to do, the number this 92 should be divided with 2. Okay, so 2 4s are 8, so 12, 2 4s are 8, so 1, so 12 will be left out, 2 6 are 12. So what is the remainder? What is the remainder here? What is the remainder here? 2 4s are 8. See, I have taken the integer part first. Integer part in the sense whatever you have before the decimal point, that is said to be the integer. Okay, that integer I have taken, 92 I have taken. Now what I have to do, I have to divide with 2. Okay, so 2 4s are 8. 2 6 are 12. So the remainder is 0 here. Again, I need to divide it with 2. So 2 2s are 4. 2 3s are 6. The remainder is 0 again. Again, next 2 1s are 2. 2 1s are 2. So what is the remainder here now? What is the remainder here? 1. 1. So I need to write 1 like this. Okay, next again 2 5s are 10. So 1 is a remainder. 2 2s are 4. So again 1 is a remainder. Next 2 1s are 2. 0 is a remainder. Okay, so now what I need to do, this is for the integer part. Okay, so now I have the fractional part also. Okay, so this is the fractional part. Now what I need to do, I need to take the fractional part and multiply it by 2. Okay, understand the difference here. Integer part should be divided by 2. Fractional part should be multiplied with 2. So when I multiply this, what I'll get? 0.46, right? 0.46. So yes or no? 0.23 into 2, it is 0.46. So whatever I have before this fractional part, here I've got a 0, so that should be written here. Okay, and now what I need to do, I need to take the fractional part alone. What is the fractional part here? 0.46. 0.46 into 2. What is 0.46 into 2? 0.92. Right, again what is there in the integer place? It is 0 only. Okay, then again take only the fractional part, 0.92 into 2. So what is this? 1.84. Okay, so what is the integer part? In the integer part, what is the value you have? 1. Now again take 0.84. So 0.84 into 2. So 0.484 into 2 is how much it will be? 1.68. Okay, again, what is the fractional part? 1. So again, take the integer part, 0.68 into 2. So this will be equal to 1.76, 1.36. 1.36. So again, what is the integer part here? 1. Okay, so like this you need to continue until you get 0.00 or 1.00, 1.00 or 0.00. Okay, so for a few fractions you will not get like this at all. Okay, so what you need to do, you can just do it for 4 to 5 numbers like this, 4 to 5 values like this, and you can leave it off. Okay, have you understood what I've said? I will just repeat. So actually it has to see, as you multiply, it should either you should either get as 0.00 or 1.00. Why? Because see, later on, once you get 0.00, how much ever you multiply with 2, its value will be till 00 only, right? So that is the reason you can either terminate when you get 0.00 or 1.00 in this case, or you can, since see, now again if I multiply 0.36 with 2, again it will be like recurring only, right? See, again I'll get some value. Again you take a fractional part and multiply with 2, so it is not terminating with 0.00 or 1.00. so in that case, what you can do is you can just take 4 to 5 fractions and you can leave it off. So here, if you observe, I've just taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points I've taken and I've left. I can leave it. Okay, so here finally, after doing this, what we need to do is the integer part you need to write from base bottom to up. Okay, you need to write from bottom to up, and if it is the fractional part, you need to write from top to bottom in this way. Okay, so the total conversion of this 92.23 can be represented as this. I have to write first. For the integer part, I have to write first, and I have to write from bottom to top. It is nothing but 1, 0. I should start from here. 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so this is what I've written, and put a point there, and you can you have to write for the fractional part from top to bottom. Top to bottom in the sense 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 base. This is the conversion from decimal. Try. I will do it for you. Don't wait for me. You can just proceed. 109 base 2. So 2 5s are 10. 5 4s are 2 4s are 8. 1 is left out. So 2 2s are 4. 2 7s are 14. 0 is left out. 2 1s are 2. 2 3s are 6. 1 is left out. 2 6 are 12. So again 1 is left out. 2 3s are 6. 0 is left out. 2 1s are 2. 1 is left out. Okay, so this is for 109 integer part. Fractional part 0.25. Those who have finished, you just try this. 179 base 10. Those who have finished, you can do this problem. 179 base 10. Or I'll just give you 479 base 10. 479 base 10. And here what you need to do, so first I've taken the integer part and I've divided it with 2. Fractional part 0.25. 0.25, I need to multiply it with 2. So when I multiply 0.25 with 2, I'll get as 0.50. 0.50, the integer part is only 0. So again I will take the fractional part, which is nothing but 0.50 into 2. So this will be equal to 1.00. The integer part here is 1. Okay. So after this, how many times I will multiply the fractional part with 2? It will be still 0 only. So I can stop here. That is what I was saying you when I was explaining you the previous problem. This is what I've told you. So you can just stop here and you can write the complete term. What is that? The integer, don't forget this integer. For the integer part, you need to take from bottom to top, and for the fractional part, you need to take from top to bottom. Okay, so this is how you need to represent it. So the final answer for this is, I will write from bottom to top. So it is, and you need to divide this until you get 1 as a quotient. Okay, so 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 point, and this I have to write from top to bottom. So it is 0 1 is 2. Okay, so somebody has got little different 1 0 0 something they've written. So while dividing and writing the remainder, you have to be careful. That's all. Okay, otherwise you would have done very minor mistake. I don't know where exactly you did the mistake, but that might be the reason. Okay, for the next one, 479 base 10. So here I just have the integer part. I can just take integer part directly. 479 divide it with 2. 2 to the 4, 2 3 is 6, 19, 2 9s are 18. So 1 is a remainder. 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2. 19, 2 9s are 18, so 1 is a reminder. You have to be thorough with the tables. 2 5s are 10, 2 9s are 18, 1 is reminder. 2 2s are 4, 2 9s are 18, so again 1 is reminder. 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, so again 1 is reminder. 2 7s are 14, so 0 is a reminder. 2 3s are 6, 1 is a reminder. 2 1s are 2, 1 is a reminder. So until I get the quotient as 1, I have to proceed this method. Okay. So I don't have any fractional part here. I just have the integer part. So my final answer, I have to write from bottom to top. It is nothing but 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 1. How many ones I've got here? 1 2 3 4 5 5 ones. That's it. 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0.125 base 2. Oh, sorry, base 10. Sorry, base 10 converted to base 2. So what is the integer part you have? 0. So I need not find anything for that. I have to just directly go with the fractional part. What is the fractional part I have? 0.125 into 2. Okay, whenever I'm converting from decimal number to the other number system, that number, the other number system's base should get multiplied. Okay, keep this in your mind. Decimal to any other number, any other number system. Okay, this number system base, the decimal number should be divided with this base if it is an integer part, and if it is fractional part, it should be it should get multiplied by that base. Okay. So let me. Oh, people have done answer for this also. Very good. 0.001 base 2. Maybe it's right. Most of you have written the same answer. Maybe it is right. Okay, so let me just do it. 0.125 into 2, it is 0.25. Right, 0.25, it's 0. Again 0.25 into 2, it is 0.5. Again the fractional part value is 0. Sorry, integer part value is 0. Again I'll take the fractional part alone. 0.5 into 2, it is 1.0. So 1 is the integer part. So again I have to write from top to bottom. Don't forget this rule. You have to write from top to bottom. Okay. So it is 0.001 base 2. Yes. Most of you have written, given the right answer. Very good. Okay. Fine. This is the decimal to binary conversion. Now we'll go with the other conversions. So if you know this, the other conversions are also very, very easy. Okay. Now let us go to the next conversion. Decimal to octal. Decimal to octal conversion. Okay. So decimal to octal conversion in the sense, I will have the decimal number 275.32 base 10 is equal to, I need to convert it to octal number system. Octal number system in the sense base 8. Okay, so I need to find what is this. Okay, so again same rule, same how we have calculated from decimal to binary. In the same way here also you need to separate fractional part and the integer part separately like this. Fractional part, integer part should be divided with 8, and the fractional part should be multiplied with 8. Okay, that is what you need to do here. Okay, so 8 3s are 24. You need to be very good in 8 table, otherwise you'll make mistakes. 8 3s are 24. If 24, I'll be left out with 35. 8 8 4s are 32. So I'll okay, next again 8 4s are 32. 8 4s are 32. So I'll be left out with 2. 32, 2 will be left out. So that's all. That's all I have to. I can just wind up here because whatever value I've got here, it is less than 8. So I can just wind up here. Okay. So this is a fractional. This is for the fractional part. So you have to write from bottom to top. Excuse me. Integer part you have to write from bottom to top. Fractional part you need to like first let us do this 0.32 into 8. Okay, you can use your calculus and tell me 0.32 into 8 how much it is?
2.56.
2.56. Okay, so the integer part is 2 here. Again take the fractional part 0.56 into 8. So what is the value?
4.48.
4.48. So 4 I can write here. Again 0.48 into 8. 0.48 into 8 how much it is?
3.84.
3.84. So the fractional part I have to write here and the integer part I need to write here 3. So into 8 again. 0.84 into 8?
6.72.
6.72. So 6 is the integer part and fractional part is 0.72 into 8. 0.72 into 8?
5.76.
5.76. So 5 is the integer part. So again here you can just proceed as I've told you before. Okay, so if you get the fractional part as 0.00, further multiplication will yield you 0 only. So in that case you can wind up, or if you take this case, it is not, it is recurring, continuously it is recurring. So that is the reason you can just stop with 4 or 5 decimal points. Okay, so here I have just taken here I've taken 5 points. So this you need to write from top to bottom. So the overall converted value from decimal to octal number system is 423. This I need to write from bottom to top. So 423 for that point. This fractional part you need to write from top to bottom. So it will be 2, 4, 3, 6, 5 base 8. Okay, so this is how you can convert. I will give you one small example. You can just try this. 725.25 base 10. Convert it to base 8. So 725 separately you need to take and 0.25 separately you need to take. So 725 you need to divide with 8. So 8 9s are 72. So 95. 5 is a reminder. Next 8. 8 1s are 8. 8 1s are 8. So 10 2 will be left out. So again 8 1s are 8. So 3 will be left out. That's all. So this quotient whatever I've got, it is less than 8. So I can wind up here. And this I need to write from bottom to top. And here the fractional part should be multiplied with 8. Okay, others who have done, you can just try this. 1645 base 10 to base 8. This is a third problem, and the fourth problem is 0.725 base 10. You need to convert it to base 8. Okay, I'll just check the answers. People have already started conversion. There will be pakka problem. Okay, fine. Let me do this. So 1645 base 10. I need to convert it to base 8. Okay, so let me write it. 1645. I just have the integer part, so I'll just take integer part and divide it with 8. So 8 8 2s are 16, 0, 8 5s are 40. So I'll be left out with 5. So 8 8 2s are 16, 4 will be left out, 45. So 8 5s are 40. So again 5 will be left out. So 8 3s are 24. 8 3s are 24. So one will be left out. Okay, so 3155 base 8 is the right answer. Okay, and then other one is 0.75. 0.75. People have answered me. Yeah. 0.725. Let us do for 0.725. Point. Okay, I'll reopen this and stuck again. What is that? 0.725. Okay, so let us do for 0.725. Point. Point 725 base 10. That you need to convert it to base 8. So I need your help. 0.725 into 8. A fractional part you need to multiply with 8. So what is the answer? 0.725
5.8.
5.8. So 5 is a integer part and 0.8 is a fractional part. So 0.8 into 8 it is
6.4.
6.4. So it is 6 here. 0.4 into 8. 0.4 into 8. 3.2. So 3 here. 0.2 into 8. 1.6. 1. So 0.6 into 8 again.
4.8.
So 4.8. Okay, so it's not giving me 0.
Ma'am, 1.6.
So 1.6 only I've written, no? Here I have got 1.6 only. So 1 I've written here, the integer part I've written here, and fractional part I've taken here. So 0.6 into 8. 0.6 into 8 is 48. 6 is a 44, 6 is a 48. So 4.8. So 4 I've written here. Anything wrong here? Anything wrong here? Okay, now I need to represent from top to bottom. So I just have only the fractional part, so I can write as 0.56314 base 8. Okay, next one, we'll go to the last conversion of this decimal. This class is until 11:55, right? Okay, decimal to hexadecimal conversion. Hexadecimal. Conversion, decimal to hexadecimal conversion. So again here what I'll have a decimal number 795.62 base 10. This I need to convert it to base 16. Okay, base 16. Hexadecimal, it is base 16. So I need to convert it from decimal number to hexadecimal. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do, same rule, same from decimal number system to any number system, the rule will remain same. Okay, so make sure that you remember this, because here then and there I'm teaching you and I'm asking you to do, so you people are able to do it fast. Okay, but when in the exam how they'll give you, I'll just show you. 9 no, 16 4s are 64, so I'll be left out with 64. 15 I'll be left out, so 155. So 49. What is a reminder?
9.
9 is a reminder. So then 16 3s are 48. So 1 will be reminder. Okay. In the same way, 0.62 into 16. 0.62 into 16 is this, you have to keep in your mind. Okay. Whenever you are converting from decimal to hexadecimal, any number system to hexadecimal number system, if you get the values in this way, you need to replace with A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so now it will be equal to, see this again you need to write from bottom to top, and this you need to write from top to bottom. Okay, so it is 3, 1, not 11, it is B, 3, 1, B point, and the fractional part it is 9, it's not 14, it is E. Okay, because in hexadecimal number you'll not have 14 like that. Okay, it's by hexadecimal equivalent of this decimal number 14 is E. So next it is B, 8, 5, base 16. Okay, it will have all the numbers from 0 to 9 and also A to F. Okay, now I'll give you one more number, you can just try it. 716.23 base 10 converted to base 16 quickly. That's what, as I've told you, the remainder and the quotient you need to write it properly, otherwise the complete problem will go wrong. So I will do parallelly along with you. 716 divided by 16 and 0.23 multiplied with 16. So 16 fours are 64. So I'll be left out with 76. 76 in the sense again 16 4 just 64. So 12 is a remainder. 12 is nothing but A, B, C. Decimal hexadecimal equivalent of decimal 12 is C. So again I need to divide it with 16. So 16 2s are 32. So 12 will be remainder again. It is C. Okay, 2cc. And 0.23 into 16. This you need to help me. 0.23 into 16. Somebody can answer me quickly. I'll just wind up. What is the answer? 0.23 into 16?
3.68.
3.68. So integer part is 3 and fractional part is 0.68 into 16. How much it is? 1 point? 12 point? I'm not understanding.
10.88.
Okay. I was not able to hear you properly. 10.88. Huh? So 10 is nothing but A. Okay, so 0.88 into 16. So how much it is?
14.08.
14.08. So 14 here. 14 is nothing but E. Okay, then 0.08 into 16. How much?
1.28.
1.28. So 1 here. So 0.28 into 16 again. So it is
4.48.
4.48. I can just stop here. Okay, it's 4 or 5 values you can just take and leave it off. Okay, so this again I need to write from top to bottom. Okay, so it is 2cc.3AE14 base 16. Okay,